All right. Men are naturally peaceful until there is something to be gained. Now, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what's up? If you are, you're wondering why are you all of a sudden talking about like gender dynamics? Because usually my niche is like spirituality, astrology, numerology, the chakras, law of attraction, manifestation, abundance, philosophy, that kind of stuff. Why are you all of a sudden talking about kind of gender stuff? Well, that's definitely gonna be an anomaly on this channel. I don't want to talk about this kind of stuff because I see YouTubers lose their brains talk about this stuff. They end up straight up going insane, and ending up in a mental asylum talking about men are this, women are this. Trust me, I am not getting involved with that. I am not getting involved with that. And that video is gonna be different than these videos because I have been in the uh, I was in a military service that lasted for 10 months, right? And there I have gained a very unique experience regarding how men operate, how men's psychology operates when they are in a secluded environment where there is nothing to be gained, where there are no sexual partners to be gained or no resources to be gained, which means that that is what I'm going to get into. I just wanted to explain the idea. Now, I was in a military service of a specific country. I was under the sector of infantry. Infantry are kind of the foot soldiers, they're the first guys that go out in the field, kind of the first guys to die in a real life situation. And I had a speciality as a breacher. I built explosives, blew them up, had a grenade launcher. I'm not going to get into that, but it was basically the most beautiful time of my life. And every day I look at videos, just it was beautiful. It was truly one of the best experiences of my life. I will remember it to the day I die. And I have learned so much during that time. Um, right, it's just a compulsory service of a specific country. Now, what did I learn about how men's psychology operates when there is nothing to be gained? I learned that men naturally are entirely peaceful when there is nothing to be gained. The title literally says it all. We, for 10 months, we had breaks and stuff, but for 10 months, there was my battalion with around 50, no, 40, yeah, 40 to 50 soldiers, right? And other battalions had maybe one or two women per like 100 men, right? So maybe the amount of women in that infantry sector was maybe 1 to 2%. But my battalion didn't have a single female. So it was literally 40 guys and, officers, lieutenants, higher officers, all of that in kind of this isolated environment. And I'm telling you, men do not get into fights or argue with each other or get into conflicts or bully each other when there is nothing to be gained. The trouble only starts when you can get more money than the other guy. We were all on the exact same salary. We were all making the exact same amount of money, which means that no matter how you perform, what you do, what position you're in the social hierarchy, how liked you are, how respected you are, it is not going to influence how much money you make. Never. Not possible for anybody. The officers make more money than the soldiers. The lieutenant makes more money than the officers, but that's just everyone doing their job, right? And the officers have to stay longer than the soldiers. The lieutenant has to stay longer than the officers to serve that country. But basically, when there are no resources to be gained, that is a large factor of peace, right? It is only during like jobs where I had a manager, like I was working at a restaurant before my military service, right? And I had managers like literally just try to literally destroy me, try get me fired for no reason. I don't know, they don't like something about me. That happens. Guess what? That can happen to anyone. Someone might literally just not like the way you look, or you speak, or you act, or they might find you a certain way. But that's just them filtering you through their own lens. Like, let's picture 100 different people watch this exact video, right? People are going to have a wide spectrum of me. Some people are going to hate me, some people are going to love me, some people are going to be somewhere in the middle, and then how I perceive myself is also something completely else. So the way humans perceive other humans and themselves is a very complicated thing in itself. However, um, during like a work environment where like a company where there's a certain social hierarchy just like everywhere else, and there you might actually be competing for a position, a higher position, or even to protect your own position. That is where things can get nasty. That's when people get jealous. That's when a 40-year-old manager is like upset at me being 18 earning 90% of his paycheck, right? And me spending that money on, you know, teenage toys. That sounded so wrong. On the luxuries of life, on cool whatever I wanted. I was buying, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna incriminate myself on my channel. On my own channel, I'm not gonna incriminate myself. Damn. But yeah, right? He has a family to feed. I'm a kid having fun, is what I'm trying to say. So he gets mad at me, tries to let me down, bring me down. And that really only happens when there is genuinely something to be gained or lost. As I go back to that point of the military, when there is nothing financial to be gained, men completely lose the desire to dominate each other or to have this certain hierarchy. Obviously, it exists a little bit. There's a little bit of power dynamics in any situation, even when there's nothing to be gained. But what I'm saying is it's so much more evident with money. Now, let's go on to the point of women, right? I cannot even imagine how many men have murdered each other over women across human history. It has got to be in the hundreds of millions, right? And I believe it's the same with women and men. But the moment that a female appeared in our like battalion or like in or we moved to work with like a different battalion and there was a female there, that's when the whole game changes. That's when guys start acting a certain way, start putting on a certain persona, start competing with each other, trying to put others down. Is because now um, there's a a sexual hierarchy going on. There's a you I don't need to I don't need to be going crazy to explain this to you, right? I think we all know where I'm going with this, right? You don't need to be a wizard rocket scientist, do you? You don't have to be Neil deGrasse Tyson. But I don't even like the guy. Something about Neil deGrasse Tyson really pisses me off. I don't like him. You see? And that's just me. You might love Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson has done absolutely nothing wrong with me. I just don't like him. You see? So that's what I'm saying. Human psychology is super interesting and weird. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, as soon as a female turns up, guys start murdering each other, start going crazy, start competing, start fighting. What I want to tell you is that even when during like the last day of our military service, everyone was allowed to get drunk out of their minds. And you know what happens when men get drunk. It's usually nothing pretty. But I'm telling you, we were just doing push ups, like dancing, smoking cigarettes, laughing, telling jokes, literally like complete Garden of Eden type of situation. I'm really I think I'm making this video a lot more complicated than it needs to be. What I'm trying to say is that when that men are naturally completely indifferent towards other men, and men are naturally peaceful beings until there is something to be gained. Because as soon as there's something to be gained, that's when the instinctual animalistic reptilian part of our brain kicks in. That's where it's like, ooh, monkey brain, ooh, you monkey, I destroy you. I big monkey, you weak monkey. Oh my goodness. And with money, it's the same. It's like that's when people actually start losing their minds, right? Because it's just something that, I mean, status has always existed across like human history. Even 1,000 years ago, there was obviously the rich and the poor. But nowadays, the way that people in first world countries have access to it nowadays, I believe that's not something we are used to such a large scale, because we are in first world countries on average wealthier than ever before in human history. But so I believe that people also like very much struggle understanding um, their position in the hierarchy, their place. That makes things very complicated, right? I think I'm becoming scatterbrained now, but yeah, I think I should literally just chill. I think I need to chill and conclude the video of me saying that throughout my 10-month military service, no one has got into a fight. There was like, obviously there's some people that are liked more than others, some are more popular than others, some are more strong than others, some are more respected, valued, productive than others, and that creates the hierarchy. But there is not the same amount of conflict as when there is something to be gained. There is also the influence of punishment, that if you are in the military, you beat someone up, you will go to jail for a little bit, you get fined. That is obviously a factor. That is obviously a factor. But still, if someone really had a problem with someone, punishment usually never prevented men raging with testosterone from completely destroying each other, right? And the military is a place where everyone is pumped with testosterone and just like killer hormones, right? Like I've at times felt like I have never felt like more animal like as there, right? And still I never initiated conflict, and neither has have 50 of the soldiers, right? We all managed to kind of figure out that, yo, we're here together for 10 months. There is nothing to be gained. Absolutely not. No matter what you do, no matter what happens, you will not become more successful, more rich, or receive more sexual partners than the next guy. So why don't we all kind of exist in love and peace and harmony? And I feel like that's a message which we can try to adapt towards more, even when there are things to be gained, but that's not how human psychology operates. Now, I hope you enjoyed my little TED talk on how men exist in their natural habitat when there is absolutely nothing to be gained, and that when there's nothing to be gained, we are actually completely peaceful creatures. It's only when there's this competitive side that people go insane. I think that counts for everybody. I feel like there's gonna be people that relate to this video, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff on my YouTube channel at all. I just found that funny to mention for some reason. I just really wanted to make that video. So yeah, so yeah.